Hey guys, good afternoon everyone. Welcome back to my channel. This is Miss Jaydee once again for our usual daily stock market insights. And in this video, I'm going to talk about the requests that you guys have dropped in my Instagram's section and as well as in the comments section. So thank you to those people who managed to take their time to drop their comments and the requests. So I have here Jbon. By the way, Francis mentioned again that D2 will be turning 1 year since start of operations. Let's see if there is announcement for wireless broadband for 5G. So we'll check that out as well today. So we'll check the chart of Dito, URC, and Globe from Alniev, uh, Yolanda, thoughts on MONDE and Cebu Pacific. I also managed to record a video about the AXI SLP and AXS update. So if you want, you can check that out in one of my videos. So I'm starting to be more visible on how our tokens in AXI are performing. So for now, I'll focus my discussion on your requests. As always, I want to prioritize those. So feel free to drop a comment if you want your stock to also be reviewed. Okay, so in the meantime, let's first cover the index. So the index today turned green, and so far so good. It is following the trend line that we have plotted from a few days back and even from yesterday. So it is indeed following this uptrend channel being our support. So with foreign buying that happened today, so I feel positive. There could be some continuation that might happen in the coming days for our index. So this is good news because our index stocks, majority of them for sure are performing positively today, actually in the past 2 days. Okay, so first let's cover your request. So that's it. I think for now I have no changes to my outlook here in terms of the resistance area. Still somewhere around the 7.5 or 7.466. Just put it here, the 7.5 area, because it's an area, so it could be slightly higher or lower, but we're definitely approaching that level, and let's try to observe how the market performs as we approach that level. In the meantime, this is still respecting our uptrend channel, right? Oh, we have already surpassed the previous strong resistance over here. Now, let's take a look at Allday. So this was a request in, if not here, I think in Instagrams. So let's talk about Allday. Still, I'm using my Bollinger Band here and my RSI. So far, if you are to observe the performance in the past 1 week, right, you will notice that each time we hit this level, a bounce is happening. Okay, it is starting to recover very tiny, okay, very tiny uptick in the performance in terms of price. However, something to take note of is your volume. See, the volume is so small, you can barely see it there. So it's just very minimal. If you see that the volume, the cloud over here is still very flat. So there isn't much happening in that space. So I'm thinking if we are not going to show any improvement in the volume, we'll just have sideways movement in the next, we don't know, few days or even months, because my indication, my strong indicator here is really on the volume. So we already have identified the support, which is around the 0.5194 area. But if there's not much volume, we will just move sideways. Although your RSI is starting to enter the main channel, hopefully as we as we start to increase the volume, RSI is also starting to move up. So that simply means that the buying sentiment is more dominant now than the selling pressure that is happening. So if you want to start accumulating, wait for that nice volume to come out and then go as near as you can in the 0.51 area. So that's my outlook there. I don't have any updates on the news or what may have triggered a very bearish sentiment since December over here, because I think after the IPO it just went all the way down. But for those people who are holding all day for the long haul, this is already a very cheap level and you are already right at the support area. So something to look into. The next stock is IMI. Sorry about the noise. I don't know what they're selling. Okay, so IMI. You did what? Triple bottom? Looks like this is triple bottom, right? Somewhere here. First stop is, well, actually you had your support here, another one here, another a few days, a week probably here, and then another one here. So that is a support area. Wherever we are at the moment, it is still a support area. However, we are not 100% out of the woods yet. You know why? Because we are still respecting this in the short term, your downtrend resistance. So each time that area gets hit, there's a rejection that's happening. So try to observe, okay, the price movement around this area, because we might be exploring this level first in the next few days before it breaks out. Okay, so one thing to take note of is a perfect entry here is a breakout of that downward resistance. And if you want, you can enter at 818. Although you have to, the beauty of entering right at the breakout is, you know, that plus of course you have to observe the volume, right? There's nice volume and then it breaks out of this channel. Then that gives you a stronger conviction that we are now reversing. But if you want to really haggle for a cheaper level, well, you can opt to enter around the 818 area, which is a support. However, the chances of breaking down is much higher compared to you entering right at the breakout level. So if you're okay with this, just be prepared that in the event a price breaks down, then up to which point are you willing to tolerate for a loss? So there are different ways to play this, definitely. But right now, I could say start putting this in your watch list and then decide which entry would you prefer, because either way you can still play it. Okay, there's already a foreign buying that's happening, so that's already that's a nice hint there. News a day ago, just try to open that as well, because that could influence, because what I'm doing now is just purely technical analysis. I'm just understanding the next possible movement based on historical performance and the trends that the chart is giving me. The next stock I'm going to review is FB, San Miguel. Okay, San Miguel, food and beverage. Okay, so we had a gap up. Okay, we thought that this is already going to continuously move up. It made an attempt to break that with us opening at a higher level. However, because there's a gap, and normally when there is a gap, it fills that gap right away. And it did that within the day. So it started high, and the overall sentiment was really on a decline. So probably a lot of people must have entered maybe on this day because you had that volume. Those people, the traders who entered this, they must have taken profit. But something to take note of here is that the volume of the decline today is very minimal. So what I can do here is plot the next support, because chances are we just are going to revisit this support at the 67.78 before we fully recover, because between it breaking down and with it moving up, I think we're already at a cheap level. And then our RSI, let's take a look at that. We are already moving up. So let's try to take note on which day was this? So this one over here. See this? So it was starting at this point, and we were much higher previously. See that? So this was higher than this point over here. And now that you have this kind of formation, price was moving downwards, right? But your RSI is starting to recover. Buying sentiment is starting to accelerate in that setup. So I am thinking, for those who are more aggressive or risk takers in that sense, the level we are at is already a possible area where it could potentially bounce. But for those people who want to play it safe, let it touch the 67.78, which is just a few cents away from the current price, you know. But yeah, just test that level and see if the market will give us a chance at that area, and then that's the time you enter. And hopefully that during that day you will have a green candlestick. So it's an area, so it definitely is up to you which level you want to enter. So it is just right about that level. So that's my outlook for FB. Overall, I think we are going to bounce anytime soon. I'm not sure if it's going to happen within the week, though. But here on a weekly chart, yeah, you had your resistance here. So actually, pwede pa nga move a little higher eh. You know, fourth week already of touching this level. So 68, pinaka safe zone. Yan, 68. Mukhang dyan na. Mukhang actually andyan na siya. So just try to monitor that tomorrow. Dito. Okay, dito. Ang ganda. Dito, good volume for the past 2 days, guys. And then we are just starting to recover. So, really good. And then, may sinabi pa dito si Francis. Actually, this is already the second day that he has been sharing his thoughts. So, uptrend na si dito. Please take note of March 8. Sana naman mag 15 pesos or 20 pesos na sa March 8. But definitely, this is already a breakout, you know. Yesterday, you had a candlestick partially higher than the breakout point, but today is a confirmation. That's already it. So for this area, I'd say this is already an area for long-term investors, guys, because if you're a position trader, probably the best entry you have here would be this bounce seal. Ito. Feb 18, kung hindi ka nakahabol dito. But, you know, this was your first trigger. Ito ang ganda ng trigger na to. Coming from no volume, tapos all of a sudden, right at the support area, there was a green supported by a nice volume. So, see what happened next? Continuation. So, some will be surprised. Oh, nag-recommend ka, the next day pula. Some people, you know, there are traders there. But notice the volume of the buying or selling sentiments, just half of what you had here. So, kaya nag-continue siya. So, right now, really nice volume. Is this the highest for the past? Kumbaga, hindi. Ito pala yung pinaka-highest back in 2021. Now, so that is for dito. So, aabangan ko yan. Yung mention ni Francis. March 8, let's wait and see what happens right there. At the same time, he also mentioned that dito is turning 1 year on the 8th of March. There you go. So let's take a look at URC, the next stock you requested. For URC, ang baba na niya, oh. Still flat. Touching this area 3 times already. 1, 2, 3. So we'll just put our support right there. Di pa to solid confirmation that this indeed is really going to bounce anytime soon. Baka mag-sideways pa. But so far, if you are to look at it, from this point over here to the third stop, your RSI is already starting to show recovery right there. Moving up. Pero volume is still flat. may foreign selling ka ba. So, I'm thinking magsa-sideways muna to for, we don't know how long, but for a few days. But I think if you're really an investor here, this is a good area to start adding more to your volume and accumulate, because soon, most likely it will recover. Okay, support area na to eh. Next is globe. What is the action in globe? Oy, downtrend channel pa guys. This one over here, nag-breakdown na nga siya eh. Breakdown in this support area. Support mo to. And then one candlestick lower than that. So, I'm thinking the downtrend isn't over yet. There could be some more pull of gravity in terms of price action. More selling sentiment might come our way in the next few days. Kaso lang, laki ng candlestick na to. So, hinahanap ko yung next support pero hindi ko nga mahanap eh. Ito na next, 2,138. Ito pa. Next stop is 2,297 because of this area over here. Yan. Ito pa. 2,457. Yan yung mga key levels that this stock might revisit on its way down. Because between the stock moving up and going down, what I am seeing at the moment is it might continue to drop. So the nearest is 2,441. So that's my outlook. But hey, there's a dividend Feb 17 tapos ng X date. So if you are entering the stock because you are intending to get the payment on the 10th, I'm sorry to say, but the X date was Feb 17. That means you could have entered, last would be Feb 16, and hold on to your stock until the 17th or up to now. So that's how you get qualified for the cash dividend. But for now, if you are just planning to enter, hindi na po siya pwede. But if you're entering for the purpose of investing, pwede naman. Pero yun, take note of those key levels. MONDE also did a retest of the support. This is your support. Did a retest right there. Pero pula pa rin siya hanggang ngayon. So, make sure to observe what is going to happen in the next few days. If this breaks this level, next stop nito is 1476. That's the next possible support. Because if I look to the left, by the way, meron ka ditong isa. Nagyanan ko na lang din. Baka kasi ma-revisit yan. And then there's another one here for your previous support, and which was also your resistance. Take note, pag ang resistance mo na break, chances are it will revisit that in an uptrend at gagawin niyang support yan, which is exactly what happened right here on the week of June 15, 2021 and on the week of July 26, 2021. So that is for MONDE. Okay, abang-abang kayo sa mga key levels na yan. And last is Cebu Pacific. Cebu Pacific had a nice run over here. However, we are already profit taking. And the next area to retest would be here. Let's find out if tama siya, if I am going to plot my Fibonacci retracement. So when you do your Fibonacci, you find the lowest point. It's up to you. If you have a longer time frame, then of course you can expand it to weekly, or kung gusto mo ng daily, you could do it here or you could do it here. So syempre the farther you go, so mas yung time horizon mo would also be longer. But if you're gonna do the short term, this is the area. Sumakto ba? Is there a line at the 46.44? Wala. Pero I saw this eh. So kung i-remove mo yan, it was actually respecting this wick over here for your first level of possible bounce. Pero the next possible stop is right at the MA20. Kita niyo yung guhit na yan? That's your MA20. And then the suggested area in the 0.382 is right spot on at the MA20. So 45.75. So if this successfully bounces at this area, then good, it's indeed a bounce area. But if not, the next mo na possible na i-revisit is your 45.75. But overall profit taking outlook pa tayo dito. Okay, so that is it for Cebu Pacific. Try to also take, oh, may buying ka na. So baka nga within here or here, baka kakaroon na ng bounce yan. Laki din ang na-drop ni Cebu Pacific eh. Ayan o, ang laki. So kung long term ka dyan, ang ganda ng position mo. Pero short term wise, medyo mataas na siya. Kasi kung position trader ka, dito ka banda. Here or here, dyan ka bumibili. At this point, pang long term yan. Okay, I think that is it. Don't forget to study, guys. I'm just supplying some insights in the area of technicals, but fundamental analysis plays an equal role in your study. Okay, so fundamentals will tell you which stock to enter, but technicals will tell you when to enter. Because we are already under the assumption here that you have already studied the profile of the company, what the projects are, and the health of financial health of the company, because that will dictate kung sino sa mga companies na yan ang i-engage mo. Then the technicals will tell you kailan tayo papasok. Okay, so I think that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and hopefully I can record more or another video tonight. So feel free to drop a comment, because if I have enough requests, then I think that deserves another recording this evening. In the meantime, thank you for watching. Bye bye for now.